This video is for anyone that is feeling triggered by receiving some news or having an upsetting conversation, but whatever it was has left you feeling really activated. And the activation's not the problem. The activation is actually a sign, it's information from our nervous system that something isn't correct. Perhaps maybe we feel that there's been some injustice, or perhaps we feel that someone has pushed a boundary, or is taken us for granted, or has been rude, or a situation is extremely unfair, etc. There can be many reasons, but our nervous system can become activated, and I want to reassure you that if you are doing the work to restore your nervous system and to perhaps recover from trauma, being activated is not the problem. It's a normal, healthy response for our nervous system to fluctuate in and out of sympathetic, so activated mode, and parasympathetic, which is rest and digest. What we would like to do in this moment is be aware that we are feeling activated, and then not only to be aware that we are feeling activated, but then to go about doing something about it to help us reconnect with ourselves and to restore that equilibrium, because the problem is when we ignore the activation and we allow it to keep building up, and to the point where we then feel dysregulated for a disproportionate amount of time, and we feel that could result in us feeling angry, upset, frustrated, stressed, overwhelmed, all of the above, for a long period of time, which then rolls out and not only affects our physiology, so our bodies, but also affects the other bodies around us as well. So either our friends, our family, our co-workers, our community, and so forth. Because if we are holding on to all of this sympathetic activated energy, either from fight or flight mode, and we don't take responsibility for ourselves and for allowing that energy to be expressed and processed, then that's when it becomes concerning and we can end up being stuck in survival mode. I think if that is you, I want to invite you to my channel. My name is Donna Louise, and I am a trauma-trained somatic practitioner, functional breathwork coach, a clinical EFT practitioner, and I'm also a trainee counsellor. And I help people to get out of survival mode, to restore their nervous system, and to reconnect with themselves again. And the reason I'm doing this video right now is because I've received some rather upsetting news, which has made me feel quite activated, and like so many of us do, I proceeded to try and continue with the work that I was doing and with the other tasks that I was doing, and I had to check back in with myself and say, okay, Donna, you need to take a moment to process this information and allow your body to process the sensations that come with that, so that you can continue with your day as effectively and as calmly as possible without causing further dysregulation down the line. So here I am. The first thing I want to invite you to do is look around your environment and notice your breath. Now, I'm sat down doing this. You don't have to be. If you want to stand up, if you want to sway from side to side or gently move around, you can do this activity like that too. It's important that you listen to what your body needs, and not only to the invitations that I'm giving you. But I'm going to sit here and take a minute to just look around my environment and reconnect with the here and now. Noticing the breath. Noticing the breath moving my body. And just like that, within less than a minute of me coming back and connecting to myself and connecting with my environment, that has signaled that I'm in the here and now. I'm in my body, I'm in this place, I'm not in my mind going over everything. And it has allowed me to take a yawn and to release some stress from my body. And if you need to yawn whenever, go ahead and do so. I can feel another one. I'm now going to notice my back body as I'm breathing in, grounding down on the exhale. I'm noticing where my body connects with the support by the surface provided by the support. I am noticing how my body is supported by the surface behind and below me. Where my feet are connecting with the sofa, on my back and the cushion, my hands with my thighs. I'm noticing where my clothes are touching my skin. And if you need to take more time to do this orienting and grounding, please pause this video and take as much time as you need. But now I'm going to invite you, you can either relax your eyes, lower them down or close them, or you can just soften your gaze, whatever feels safest for you. But I want to invite you to bring your attention inward now. And as you're breathing in, grounding down, and I'm wondering if you can notice what emotions are there. I'm feeling a little bit of disbelief. Frustration. I'm feeling some injustice. And then I want to invite you to notice where you feel those emotions. Now, it might be individually, but it also might be all in one place of your body. Breathing in, grounding down. I'm feeling a lot of sensations, a lot of tension around my jaw, under my jaw. But that's just me. Breathing in and grounding down. Where are you feeling what you're feeling? Where are you feeling those emotions? And just allow them to be. If at any point they feel too overwhelming, give yourself a little squeeze. You can squeeze your thighs if you're sat seated, or squeeze your arms. You can take a little shake. You can reorient to your environment, or if you're standing, you can push one foot into the floor and then the other and have a good look around and reorient. But if possible, I want to invite you to take 90 seconds to feel what needs to be felt, what wants to be felt. Noticing the breath. And you don't have to do this motionless. Feel free to move your body in whichever way you feel called to. If you find yourself wandering into your mind and asking questions and replaying what was said or what happened, just try and come back to what you're feeling in your body in response to those emotions that you identified. And I think that's been about 90 seconds now. They say, in the world of nervous system healing, that it just takes 90 seconds for us to be present enough for us to feel our emotions and their accompanying sensations, to help them pass and not stay stuck. And now I invite you again to do whatever you feel that your body needs to do. Perhaps you need to take a stretch. I need another yawn. Oh. Breathing in, grounding down on the exhale. Now there's a couple more things that we can do here. One is to also allow ourselves to be aware of our thoughts and whether or not we are making up a story on top of the distressful thing that has already happened, and if our thoughts are rational or not. I definitely have some of that at the moment, a little bit. And just to be aware of those. Yes, for me, some of that could come to fruition, but also could not. And when I'm able to question those thoughts, I feel less attached and I don't feel like I'm ruminating as much. And I'm very much an embodied person anyway, so I just want to invite those people that do experience a lot of overthinking or just thinking, actually. Sometimes I don't like this term overthinking that is applied when we've experienced stress, because we're just looking for the solutions, but sometimes we can also make the situation worse. And it's worth checking in on that and challenging ourselves over that and being like, oh, can I cut myself some slack over this? Is there a way that I can just take a step back from thinking these things for the moment? Is it helpful? Is it serving me? And I know that I would like to do a little bit of shaking. So I'm going to stand up and share that practice with you. So I'm going to take a few minutes to have a little full body shake out. Make some audible sighs and huffs and puffs. I'm just going to start by doing some gentle bouncing from one leg to another. Shaking out the wrists, shaking out the arms, allowing my head and my neck to get involved. And obviously you only need to do this as much as what is within your capability. I'm getting another yawn. Shaking. And I'm just doing some gentle shaking. I'm not going to have a big shake out session, lifting one leg and shaking it out, lifting the other leg. I've got other videos out there on shaking in my channel. Some gentle shaking, moving down, moving back. Breathing in, grounding down. Stepping it up just a little bit, making the intensity a little bit more. Oh, taking a nice stretch. And then just noticing, I'm going to put my hand on my heart because that's always really nourishing for me. Or you can take one hand and put it under your armpit and take the other hand and put it over the other arm. Breathing in, grounding down. Swaying from side to side. Swaying is really nourishing, really soothing, especially after you've experienced a lot of stress. Oh. Moving my neck from side to side. I'm going to take my first two fingers and move them up and down in front and behind my ears. Taking some nice inhales and audible exhales. I'm having lots of yawns, which is a really good sign. If you're not having yawns, it doesn't matter. That's just one of the ways that my body is used to releasing stress. Now, this exercise on its own might not be enough for me or enough for you to completely release the stress and return to an absolutely regulated state before we had the experience that caused us some distress. And that's fine. What we've done is just help to notice, to feel, and to process that stress that we are feeling in the moment, instead of keeping it in the system, suppressing it, holding on to it, bracing, tightening up, trying to push it to one side, ignore it, and then more stress happens throughout our day, more activation happens throughout our day, and we just keep adding to it and adding to it and adding to it, which in the long run causes a lot of dysregulation and can result in us living in fight or flight mode. I'm going to see how I feel after this, and maybe in a few hours or maybe before bed I'll do this exercise again, and maybe I will do it tomorrow until I feel I don't need to continue doing it anymore. It really completely depends on the situation that was very triggering and distressing in the first place. This is just one of the ways that we can just gently support ourselves and our nervous system to say, hey, I'm here, I hear you, I feel you, I'm noticing this, I'm doing what I can to support it. And sometimes that is all that we need. I'm feeling like I need a drink of water, and maybe I'm going to go for a walk. Signals from our body can change. You can listen to yourself and see what it is that you need. I might have a nap. Lots of different things. I'm open and curious to exploring and trying things out. But thank you for being here with me as I have shared what I am doing in this dysregulating moment. I hope that you have found this video of benefit to you. I would love to know what your experience has been, if it did bring some relief, or if you notice you experienced some other cues and calls to do something else to support yourself in this moment and you followed that. If you've got any thoughts, any comments, any concerns, please go ahead and pop them in the comments section under the video. I'd love to hear from you. If you think that this video could help somebody else, please consider sharing it with them, and also subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for being here and sharing this exercise with me. If you feel that what you've experienced is too much for you to manage by yourself and you are curious and looking for support, please consider clicking on my website, donnalouise.co, and learning more about working with me. I am a trauma-trained somatic practitioner, a functional breathwork coach, a clinical EFT practitioner, and also a trainee counsellor. And I help people to get out of survival mode, to restore their nervous system, and to reconnect with themselves. Until the next time, thank you very much and take very good care.